Join me as I dive deep into the recent events in Iran and see if I can make sense of how the Ayatollah regime seems to be losing control. The Ayatollah regime in Iran has been facing significant challenges in recent times, and it's becoming increasingly clear that their grip on power is starting to slip. For decades, the regime has maintained control through a combination of religious authority, propaganda, and brutal suppression of dissent. But with growing public dissatisfaction, economic woes, and international pressure, the situation is rapidly changing. One of the main challenges facing the Iranian regime is the growing discontent among its population. Many Iranians are fed up with the country's economic situation, which has been exacerbated by years of mismanagement and corruption. The regime's strict controls on freedom of speech and assembly have also fueled resentment, as people become increasingly frustrated with the lack of opportunities and basic rights. International pressures are adding to the regime's woes, with sanctions and diplomatic isolation taking a heavy toll on the economy. The economic issues plaguing Iran are multifaceted. The country has struggled with high inflation, unemployment, and a decline in living standards. The regime's attempts to control the economy have largely failed, leading to widespread poverty and discontent. Furthermore, the international community's skepticism towards Iran's nuclear program has resulted in crippling sanctions that have further weakened the economy. These pressures have culminated in a series of anti-regime protests across the country. One of the most significant incidents was the 2022 Mahsa Amini protests, which began as a response to the death of a young woman in police custody. The protests quickly escalated into a nationwide movement, with demonstrators calling for an end to the regime's authoritarian rule and demanding basic freedoms. The regime's response was brutal, with security forces deploying lethal force against protesters. A pivotal moment came when the regime took a hardline stance against dissent, leading to a major escalation in tensions. A series of critical governmental decisions, including a brutal crackdown on protesters, marked a turning point in the regime's relationship with its people. As tensions continued to rise, a striking shift in public opinion became apparent, with more and more Iranians openly questioning the regime's legitimacy. The ongoing turmoil in Iran raises crucial questions about the regime's future and the country's direction. The recent protests and incidents have exposed deep-seated issues within the regime and highlight its struggle to maintain control. Whether the regime can regain its footing or if Iran is on the cusp of significant change remains to be seen. So, what do you think about the situation in Iran? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in learning more about the region's complex geopolitics, check out my next video where I dive deeper into the dynamics at play.